All right, I think I understood this right from one of our YouTube followers saying no one's doing tire pressure monitoring. Tire pressure monitoring systems has made many advancements. So some are active, some are inactive.
I personally like passive better.
What Caleb's calling passive. I call active, meaning in the wheel there's a sensor, and then passive, meaning there is no wheel and a sensor. It is using wheel speed to calculate. So there are so many moving parts to this. And every manufacturer is different. Like some of these vehicles out here, for instance, a GM or a Ford, if they have other issues in the body monitoring system that prevent you from actually completing the repair once you replace the failed tire monitor. So if you have a ambient air temperature sensor or a bulb or interior light malfunctions and cluster issues, that flags a tire monitor pressure system to where you can't complete the repair. So maybe some of it is complex, but what Caleb and I are going to do for you right now is we're going to give you a basic tutorial of this vehicle that is here with a tire pressure monitoring system malfunction, customer decline, diagnosing it, but we're going to diagnose it together. Okay, Caleb, grab our All-Tell tool, and it's pretty simple for us because we have the tool. And some vehicles have the capabilities of telling the customer or the consumer in their information system which wheel has failed, but not necessarily why. So the basic information we need to know is, why is a tire light on? Is it because of low pressure? Is it because of their malfunction? And this all starts with a diagnostic and a tool.
And there's if the tire's rotated, if the tire's actually in that position that...
Correct. We technically don't know crap until we scan it to find out what's going on. So let me give you this information.
The production date.
We're just going to run through it, and every vehicle is different. I mean, we have customers that come in here. This is
And it's an Acadia.
I can't see. This is an Acadia. Let's see if I can't get the production date. F16, 12 or 15.
Watch out.
Let me just zoom. Stick your head in there.
12 of 16.
So production date has a lot to do with every vehicle for some reason or another. And sometimes when we scan tire monitor systems, the car necessarily doesn't tell us what megahertz it is, so we have to figure that out.
We have that issue right here. There's a 315 system and a 433 system also.
So this is saying what system is. Being that we don't work on these every day, we're not GM techs, we have to actually figure that out. So
if you do plug it into the car, it does tell you.
It probably will if we go...
It did on the terrain. That's how Jude figured it out.
Plugged in. Yeah, okay, I got it. But we're just saying, hey, we're not doing that. We're going to do a basic tire monitor system
We're just going to try one and we'll see what happens.
So now what he's looking for is the RF transmitter to transmit that data to that wheel and tell us, is the temperature sensor good? Is the battery good? What is going on with this tire?
So it's a 433 system, the front left scanned. Then we'll scan the rest of them.
This all costs time and money, you know. So this is throwing a frequency at the sensor, or not throwing, it's trying to read a frequency from the sensor, and if the sensor doesn't transmit it to here, and that's what you're seeing is it's trying to read that sensor. Usually after 30 seconds of this thing doing its thing, it doesn't read, you're done. That tire monitor's bad, it's doing nothing. So we have a source right here of her problem. Don't know if it's broken, if it's missing, or it's just bad. Average life is about 10 years.
Yeah, while an active system is definitely going to be more accurate, the passive system is way less maintenance.
So this one didn't come up with any errors like low battery or anything. Usually it'll tell us low battery, temperature sensor's got a problem, and we got one more. So now, once the customer agrees to you fixing the tire monitor, now the customer needs a tire, 2 tires in the front already. So she has 1 bad tire monitor on 2 bad tires.
So then that's no...
We normally wouldn't even service this car with a bad tire, and the customer would have to buy safe new tires or used tires, and then we would fix the tire monitor. That's just my business practices here. And we have standards of service here, and then some shops don't. They would just say, yeah, I don't care if your tire's ready to blow out, I'll put a tire monitor in. We won't do that. So once we get the customer to commit to the tire monitor, and then we will go through a relearn procedure and find out if there's any other problems in the BCM. We're not going to that step because right now we're just getting a minimum charge to basically diagnose the tire monitors, and if there is something else wrong inside the car preventing us from calibrating it, then we'll have to communicate that to the customer via, be it a bulb or a body control module or a cluster issue or something like that, a door pin switch, a door latch. There's so many things that just enable us from finishing what we're doing because we're not running a full diagnostic on it. So we try and give the customer a small fee to say, hey, this is what we found so far, and then if we need to go further, we will, trying to keep the cost down in all fairness to the customer. And if there is other problems, then they're going to have to commit to that, you know. And the likelihood of that is slim. I don't see that very often.
I think I've only seen it once in my
I've
time
seen
here,
it 4 or 5 times.
where you had to replace that receiver, where
The receiver,
transmitter,
yeah.
because the key wouldn't work with the one,
Yeah.
but then the tire monitors wouldn't work with the
Yeah,
other.
and then we had a Ford that had ambient air temperature sensor in the mirror. There's another one. We had older Chevy system where the door lock switch was a problem. I mean, they're just certain faults and programming built into the body control module prevent you from finishing the job. And this is just the way it is. But in most cases, it usually is just a tire transmitter. And then sometimes I've seen it could be an antenna or receiver that causes the problem. And then in slim cases, the body control module or the tire control module. But they're all your slim cases. But that's a little snapshot of what we do here for tire monitoring. Thanks for watching.